The Raptors take care of business against the Los Angeles Lakers, 126-113. Live from Real Sports, this is Raptors Tonight. I'm Randy Urban, joined by Jack Armstrong, Leo Rautins, and Paul Jones. And we want to thank you and welcome you in from watching live on YouTube. Send us your questions and comments. We love to get to them during the show. Well, let's talk about the game. Jonesy, no LeBron, no AD, but you still got to go out and beat a team.
That's right. You can only play who they put in front of you.
Yeah.
And I always look at the other side of the coin. Can you imagine the howls if you'd lost to that team with no LeBron and AD? So
yeah,
a win's a win. There's no special denotations beside, but that win didn't have LeBron. No. A win's a win. And it was about this time last year, looking at the records, Toronto was 14-17 after 31 games. So we're 25, getting close to that. And they reeled off a 5-game winning streak to get to 19-17.
Yep.
And 500 was in the rear view. You win tonight, undermanned Laker team. You're a game above 500.
You got 2 winnable games this weekend.
You got 2 winnable games this weekend. And then Jack, Leo, you guys know it. You come back, that game's Sunday. You come back, Monday. You don't play again till Wednesday. Like, you've got a couple of days to get your body, to practice, to get in the gym.
And Sacramento's playing good.
And you better be ready for those guys.
But, and then the schedule gets tough. You got the Nets after that, Golden State, at Philly, a bunch of good teams. So this weekend in Orlando is big, but this was step one to get right. And, we all know over the course of a marathon of a season, no one remembers a week later who was on what team.
Who you play, it's when you play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, the same things happen for the Raptors where they've had guys out. So, hey, they're 13-12. You got 2 winnable games in Orlando. Hey, go get them now.
Yeah.
If you're going to be a good team, go get these. And then you can start developing the kind of year that you want to have.
You always say it's not about the X's and O's, it's about the Jimmys and the Joes. But when they don't have Jimmy or Joe, it is a little nicer, though. Because the Raptors, as you mentioned, have fought through this type of stuff all season long, and it's nice to have a game where they don't have to, but they're fully healthy, more or less.
I saw something tonight, though.
Okay.
I bet you we're going to hit the same thing. Go ahead.
I don't know. I'm just saying, like LeBron and AD sit this one out after last night's game. Did Jack sit this game out after the concert? That's all I'm saying.
I like it, Leo. Thank you.
Veteran.
Hey.
You are a veteran.
I am. I was ready.
Great
Game
stuff,
sharp.
Pascal.
I still have my voice. I'm ready to go.
Yeah. But
You
Leo,
did it your way.
Did it my way.
Here's what impressed me also tonight. There's all this talk about, can OG keep this up when Pascal and Fred are back?
great point.
It was like I know it was an undermanned Laker team, but it was like a big 3 performance tonight, right? At one point, I looked at the score sheet. Pascal had 25, Fred had 25. And by the way, the minutes police, you can put your ticket book away today because Fred only played 30 minutes. And then OG had 22. So there's 3, it's like 72 points with those 3 guys. And then you got Scottie gobbling up all the rebounds, making passes, helping facilitate the offense. And again, I'm considering the opponent, but it was a solid performance.
I just want to make one point.
Yeah.
Tonight, they didn't shoot the ball well, but they got to face a lot of zone in a game, and it wasn't against your own team working on it in practice. It was in a live game with 3 NBA officials. And to me, I think it's good because other teams are going to play zone. Who's to say that Orlando doesn't play a bunch of zone this weekend? So you just get the reps in,
Reps
and now the
are huge.
coaches have more video tomorrow and Friday to say, here, we're going to show you 5 or 7 clips of our attack against the zone. These 3 times it worked well. What did we do well?
Yeah.
These 2 times, 3 times it didn't work well. What are our points of emphasis now? Now, again, they got to make shots on the back end of it, but nonetheless, I think it was good that they faced a lot of zone tonight.
I think people look at the Raptors and their 6'8", 6'9" lineup across the board, and you get a case where Scottie walks Kendrick Nunn down and scores over him, or he walks, like he gets a mismatch, he just walks the guy into the lane.
He's got to do that more, and he's starting to do it more.
And then that's when the opposing
like
coach goes, oh, we can't have this, let's go zone. So you're going to get that. You need to refine your zone attack because When Scottie starts scoring on people, OG runs to the front of the rim and they find him. Pascal's getting into the lane and killing people. It's like, oh, wait a minute, we got to change it up here.
And Fred, you know, he's been struggling with a shot a little bit. What did you see from him that allowed him to break out of that slump?
Well, I like, first shot he took was a 3 coming out of the screens up top.
Aggressiveness.
So, attack it, right? You know the old thing, make till you miss till you make. If you're a shooter, you got to keep shooting. The other thing is, the better shots you take, the better chance you're going to make a shot, and your confidence gets up, right? When you take tough shots, you miss tough shots, percentages go down, that takes a hit on you, right? So I thought he did a great job of putting the ball on the floor, mid-range game, mixing it up a little bit, right? And that's what you want to get out of a funk. That's the way you get out of a funk.
So Tim says on that question, the same questions I have, Jack.
Tim?
Tim
Who's Tim?
He's a fan question. He's watching.
Okay.
He said, how was it seeing Fred get back into the flow tonight for you?
Well, it's interesting. The one thing I really look at the Raptors right now in the backcourt. Do they have the ability consistently to get at the rim in terms of breaking the defense down off the bounce and getting some play? I thought Fred VanVleet tonight really tried to split the coverages out front, change the direction, change the speed, and get in the lane and be more downhill. It's an overused term, but he was more downhill tonight. And I think that's an element when they're able to get that, it really makes a difference.
I thought he was aggressive. To Leo's point, I mean, we see some of it here. He was aggressive, and that's part of the way you get out of things. Like you run harder, you play harder, you do things with a little more aggression and urgency, and it works out for you.
Yeah.
And let's face it, basketball is one of those games. Basketball, like hockey, football, you run harder, you put a little more elbow grease in, it usually pays off for you.
Thank you, Tim, for your question.
We got another question.
They're coming in.
This
We
is,
love these.
fan. We got a live fan coming in. Michael. Where's Michael at?
Live?
Yeah, he's live.
As opposed to a dead one?
Michael. Michael's coming in hot. Come on in, man. Come right over here. Right over here.
opposed to
right
a
here.
question.
How are you, bud?
I'm doing well.
Good.
Michael, what's going on?
Yeah.
Nothing. Not a lot's going on. The game's over. You guys seem like you got a nice little spread here.
We do.
Well,
It's not bad.
We're living large.
You live in March. Yeah.
That's all about.
It's on Randy's tab. He's the man.
That's right.
Can I get another beer on your tab? Randy?
Absolutely.
Is that all right?
Absolutely.
Well, ask a good question.
yeah,
then.
That's a good
How
question.
good's the question
Okay, well
here?
here's this. This one's for you then, Jack. I know you're.
Whoa.
I know you're an old school guy. What do you feel about teams on back-to-backs or long road trips? They come up to Toronto and all of a sudden maybe there's funny business on their injury report. A couple of players, maybe they're out. Do you feel like that's fair to the fans? Do you feel like that's fair? I love a win.
You're talking about load management.
Load management.
Well,
yeah, that's a nice way to put it.
And Leo and I were chatting about this before. Jonesy and I have chatted about it many times. The Raptors are kind of a unique franchise because this is a national team. I said to Leo 10 minutes ago, I said, what if this was a Friday night? You'd have people coming in from Calgary, Winnipeg, Vancouver, Halifax. Wednesday night may be a little tougher.
Maybe there's someone that came in from Calgary tonight.
Yeah, people coming. Yeah, so here you go.
There you go.
People from all over the country come. So it's different, and so it's a different. So it's tough for the fans. It's also tough for the partners. Let's say you're MLSE or any franchise. This is one of those games that if you're one of your big sponsors, they're bringing their top clients to a game like this tonight. So I'll say this. I love the game. I love basketball. I love the NBA. I'm a little concerned because we're going to have a new TV contract coming soon, and it's going to really increase the revenues. Let's not kill the golden goose.
I would add one more layer to that.
And look, you talk, if we shorten the season to 70, guys will play less games. You shorten it to 50, it's a problem.
Yeah.
We got to get guys on the floor.
I will add another layer to that, Mike, to Jack's point. And I made a visit at halftime to a client, a sponsor client that brought people, and they had a private box. And
I feel bad for them.
The halftime show was up, I went and shook hands and it was like a 20-point game. The other part of it is, and this won't be a popular opinion either, there's tiered pricing. Like people looked at this game when the schedule came out in August and thought, December 7th in Toronto, here's a holiday present for somebody. Let's go watch LeBron. And if you wanted to see him tonight, you saw him in a toque on the sideline, and that was it. I mean, I get it. I get it. I understand.
There's no right answer.
Yeah, I understand they are looking at the long haul. But, and Jack, to your point about the Raptors being different, Toronto is a team that generally does really well on the second night of back-to-backs. Because it's another game, a chance to win. We're going to get used to playing hard consistently. My thoughts.
Yeah.
My thoughts.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Thanks,
No,
man.
Good question,
Good question,
Yeah.
though.
Next beers are on you or on Jack?
On Jack, for sure. On Jack.
Come on, Jack, look where he came from. You gotta have a go.
We got pictures.
We got pictures.
Hey, all right. There we
go. Randy Urban. His name is Randy Urban. He's got a tab up there. For all you people, if you ever come
Did
to
you
Real
coming from
Sports,
Calgary?
Calgary.
Oh, nice. Love Calgary.
All you people that come to Real Sports, just mention Randy Urban. He's got a big time tab here.
You'll at least get by the lineup. That's all. I can guarantee you'll get by the lineup.
Look at the Randall spread. Come on.
Yeah,
Come on,
yeah.
look at the Randall spread.
All right.
Steve Hack, who's a longtime watcher, always commenting, he says, if I can get to the New Year's game from Japan via Vancouver with my bro, we're going to light it up. Questions, gifts, and some memories. I met Leo, Sherman, Jacko in Portland years ago back when JV and DeMar played. Lillard won the game, but it was a great memory. So, Steve, come join the show. We would love that.
New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
The Raptors have a game. I think on the 30th.
New Year's Day game. I think they're on the 2nd.
On the 2nd.
Yeah.
But they're at. I don't know. I don't know the schedule.
Just come.
Hang
out.
Steve. Randy,
You know what?
you can come hang out here with Randy.
Yeah.
If we don't have a game,
Hey.
Randy will take care of you.
You know, the NBA is kind of like the fashion thing, right?
Yeah.
You know? So Jacko's walking out.
This just happened, by the
Russell
way.
Westbrook goes up there and go, man, I love that suit.
Really?
I love that suit.
Yeah,
They're on fire.
Russell Westbrook walked right up to me. He goes, man, I'm digging that suit.
And
They need to post your picture on League Fits on Instagram.
You know what they gotta have? You got NBA player walk-ins, TV walk-ins, radio walk-ins.
Yeah.
Tell me what, you guys
all look really good tonight.
Jonesy's got the three-piece suit.
Yeah.
Leo's got the pink ensemble tonight.
And
Randy, get the guy a beer, please.
We need the runway walk, right? We need the tunnel walk.
The walk-in.
The tunnel walk.
We got to do that. I like that.
yeah.
The tunnel walk.
I want to ask you about Scottie because this is 4 good games in a row from him. Fix it.
No, you don't get the tunnel walk. That's all right.
Okay. What are you seeing from him? He's bounced back a little bit here.
Well, I got an issue with bouncing back, and I got an issue with. Okay, if your expectation was that he's going into year 2, it's all going to be just smooth sailing, you don't know the game.
Good point.
You don't know the historical significance of why people say sophomore struggles or whatever they call it, right?
Never linear.
Yeah, exactly.
Never linear.
And players like a Scottie, after the rookie year, what's he hearing? Noise. You got to do this. You got to do that. You got to add this. You got to do that. You got to play. You got to play. You got rookie of the year because you came and you played, right? You showed your basketball IQ. You posted people up like a veteran. You played defense. You rebounded. You did all that. Hey, who cares how many shots you made last year? You got rookie of the year, right?
Yeah.
So everything's going to progress as it's supposed to. But when people start talking about all this other stuff, right, it doesn't make sense to me that now people go, oh, he's up and down a little bit. Of course he is. He's a sophomore. He's going to be up and down.
Hey.
The key is to limit the downs, increase the ups, and find that level of consistency, which, by the way, every guy in this league, veterans are trying to do that. So a second-year guy, come on.
And by the way, the rest of the NBA has cable too. Like they are watching.
Yeah.
There are advanced scouts sitting right beside us on press row. They know what his strengths, perceived weaknesses, how they formulate a plan of attack for him. He's higher up on the scouting report this year. The development is never linear. It's never linear.
Do you have cable?
I have cable. Yeah. And to Jonesy's point about strengths, I think he's starting to play back to them again.
Yeah.
He's playing more in the lane. He's a really good
I
post
love
player.
his post
He's a
up game.
monster.
He's
in
a
the post.
really
Yeah.
good post player.
His post-up game is as good as any
Smooth,
big man's
his
in this
footwork.
league.
He's
on.
got
No,
jump
seriously.
hooks.
No, it is.
No, I'm
I
not
said that
kidding.
last year as a rookie.
Yeah.
He's like you can't do it in today's game, but he's a guy that literally, if you threw it into the post, you could run a lot of stuff through him in the post.
Yeah.
He's got all that stuff in his game.
Here's the thing. I said this last year. It's just off the top of your head right now. Name me 2 post-up guys.
Karl Anthony Towns, but he likes to step out now.
Wait, okay. So you put a but. Name me 2 post-up guys. No but. There you go.
Yeah.
See, that's the problem. But you got a kid that comes in this league and posts anybody up.
So why not do
that's
it more?
a talent.
Here's the thing
And
that
he's
I
doing
like.
it more, and he's going to get it on the glass more,
Here's
that's
what I
simple.
like.
Yeah, tied a career high 17
His
rebounds.
His recognition. When he's out on the perimeter, 18, 19 feet, and he looks, he goes, wait a minute. That's a smaller guy. Come on, buddy, let's go down into the lane.
Bang.
He walks people down into the lane, and you don't get 3, 4, 5 dribbles with your back to the basket like that. He takes one, turns his back, he's at 16 feet. Next thing you know, he's at 6 feet and he's got a jump hook, or he's got a soft floater. And his touch is magnificent down there.
And he doesn't have a problem doing it against the big boys either.
Yeah.
You can take a small guy down, you can take a
right.
big guy. He doesn't care.
I think he's
That's old school. I love that.
You mentioned earlier, Leo, you just got to simplify your game. Don't get everyone gets too caught up on, you got to shoot the 3. I get it. He made a 3 tonight. I don't have the stats in front of me, but
You got
and he-
wings in front of you.
And he made a few, few mid ranges, but.
Leo, there's a
I like the
post-up guy
fact
on
that
TV.
he went right to the basket.
DeAndre Ayton. Randy,
There you go.
here's
There you go. DeAndre Ayton.
Hey, okay, let's go back to the day, Jacko. All right, go back to the day.
Yeah.
If you had a smaller guy on you or you had a mismatch, where'd you go?
Straight
You
to
went
the
post.
10.
No one said
2
you're
points.
a post-up guy. No one said you had a guy, you
It's common
mismatch, you
sense.
take him. Now it's like, if a guy does that, he must be a post-up guy. It's a post-up. We're so caught up in the garbage. It's playing a game of basketball.
Yeah.
Right? As you're playing a game of basketball, you got to match up, take him.
And he's doing that
And
more.
he's doing it,
I think he's
right?
doing a good job of it.
You know?
Anybody else stand out to you today?
Well, Pascal was solid. man.
Pascal.
I like the big 3 performance, like I said.
Why don't we have coffee? I just don't understand.
It's
Why
right
don't we
back
have
here,
coffee?
actually. Here, I got it for you.
Come on.
I
Our host is leaving right now.
Where are you going?
He's
for you.
getting, he's
Get it
getting
for
you
you.
coffee. You asked for
we
coffee.
need coffee.
He's getting you
Yeah.
coffee.
Well, there we go.
thought he
And then now you're going to be
I'm not
awake
gonna
all
pour it
night.
for you, though.
Well, you know what?
I'm not going to pour it for you.
That's what I got to
What
do.
we got
Jack,
here?
could eat some
What
coffee?
we got here?
Sure.
Oh, yeah, we got another question from Tim. Where's Tim at? Timmy!
We got
Come on,
another
Tim.
guest.
I
Yeah,
like
another
this.
Yes.
Get in here, Tim.
It's amazing. We got
What's up, Tim?
one of our
Here's a mic
producers
for
over
you.
there, a
Want me
live
to hold
guest.
it? You can hold it. You can hold it.
How you guys doing?
What do you got,
What's
Tim?
up?
Tim, how are
My
you?
name's Tim.
Hey, Tim, how you doing?
I'm good. So my question is, Pascal and Freddie have been playing together for a long time now. What do you think of the chemistry that they've built so far?
It's huge. They started in the G League, and we talked about this for Open Gym
did
with
today.
Randy and Jeff Rocky tonight before the game, and Jeff Doughton Jr. and Ron Harper Jr. You think about the championship team and all those guys that played together in the G League and built chemistry. Norm Powell. They traded him, but DeLon Wright, Fred,
Pirtle.
Pascal,
Jakob Pirtle.
Jakob Pirtle.
Yeah.
The G League is perfect for that. And Fred and Pascal, remember the feelings when Norm was traded, how everybody was like, wow, that's my guy, he's going. Because you develop that chemistry together. And I think between Freddie and Pascal, there's kind of a sixth sense there. There's kind of, I know what he's doing, I know when he's going to do it, I have an idea. So I think it's huge, and I think that's a good example for some of these other guys.
And you know what? It's kind of like you're growing up together.
Yeah?
Right? You're growing up together,
Good
right?
point.
So look at all these great international teams. They grow up together.
Yeah.
Right? So these guys kind of grew up and became NBA players together. And that leads to less ego, less other stuff that could interfere.
It's about winning.
Because they're friends now. They've grown up in this environment. They love playing together.
You know, there was an interesting play tonight. Pascal Siakam just ran directly down the floor, right to the center of the rim, a
Yep.
classic rim run. And Fred VanVleet threw it right to him, caught it, boom.
From about half court.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So where does that come from?
Familiarity.
Familiarity.
Yeah. Man, that was awesome. Thank
Very
you,
well
buddy.
done,
Wait,
Tim.
I got something for you,
Question,
Tim.
Tim.
Tim, You know what? Somebody on the chat said you guys got to give him some food. You can have this, all right? You want those Jamaican patties? Yeah, that's for you, buddy.
You think we could get a photo?
Hey,
Yeah, for
Photo,
sure. man.
sure, we'll do it.
Yeah,
Live
so-
television,
just
why
to let
not?
you know this.
Yeah. You want to
The
come
only reason
around
they gave
and
it to you
go
is they
around?
doesn't want to eat them. It wasn't an act of generosity or anything
what
nice.
did he
just
say?
didn't want
Don't
to eat
listen
them.
to him.
You don't want.
No, I love those. Those are my
No,
favorite.
he's
That's why
lying.
I'm giving them to
Photo
you.
op.
We'll take
Photo
that.
op.
Yeah.
Listen, you're lying on
No,
TV
no,
right
these
here.
are my favorite.
Photo op with Tim.
Here we go.
Hey, say Jamaican patty.
Hey,
Thank you.
he's lying.
No, I like
Good
it.
job,
I was
Tim.
actually going to ask you for one.
Enjoy the
don't like 'em
patty.
either.
Bud.
But now, wait a minute. You come as a guest, you get either free drinks or free food. We're gonna have people out the door, Randy.
How do you do that with a live audience? Dump some food off on the guy. Tell him it's for him, only because you didn't even want to eat them.
You know, we got a
That
whole.
is not true.
By the way, we got a whole crew of guys here working their tails off.
They could've-
when the
they
show
could've eaten
ends, they come over and have the food. What are you doing, man?
What should I not have given
No,
them?
it's
And think of the, I think it's down to one. The one girl now is waiting to come in and see you. She would have enjoyed
You
those.
can have the wings. Let's talk a little bit about Draymond Green because he was in the news, and I don't want to start this debate too hard because we can go on for a while here. But he talked about LeBron James being the greatest player of all time, and he was saying that, he had to come in and beat the greatest team ever assembled.
Who's the greatest team?
That's what he.
That 73 team that didn't win the title?
That's
that
what he
blew
said.
a 3-1
That's
lead?
what he said.
I saw a meme, and I'm not much for these. It was Michael Jordan talking about the finals. And you know what he said? What's game 7?
Yeah.
I tell you, like, you can debate skill set, numbers, all of those things.
Longevity.
Well,
You can. Now remember, Michael wore it as a badge of honor to play 82 games. There was no load management.
Yeah.
And Michael busted backsides in practice too. And if you didn't practice as hard as he did, he was letting you know. So everything has to be kept in perspective. And here's what I say.
yeah.
Here's what I say. We know how hard it is to win the finals once. We know how difficult it is to go back to back. How hard is it to win 3 in a row? And he did it twice.
And would have had more if he didn't take a self-imposed hiatus.
So do you think longevity plays too big of a role in this debate?
Well, longevity, excuse me, skews the numbers because LeBron's going to finish at the top of all these categories, and that's longevity. If Michael Jordan played the same number of years, I mean, and again, we're talking about different eras too, and this and that. So, okay, we all love Wayne Embry.
Yeah.
If you talk to Wayne Embry, he'll say Oscar Robertson, the best player to ever play.
Yeah.
Now, I can't argue with Wayne because I don't have that perspective on Oscar Robertson.
No,
right?
and that's
Hey,
legitimate.
Bill Russell's got 11 rings.
And
I
that's
mean,
legitimate.
Kareem did his thing. I mean, come on.
It's legit, and it's a
don't
great
know.
argument, and that's the great thing about it. You can sit around and argue about it. But I'm not going to get all upset about what Draymond Green says because, he has a different journey and a different perspective
Right.
than maybe Michael Jordan has, and Oscar Robertson has a different perspective on Michael Jordan. Every era has a different perspective. All I know is the guys I saw in their prime. And Jordan, in my opinion, is the best I've ever seen.
Yeah, in my lifetime.
But
he's
I'll
the
give you
greatest
another
player
guy that, and LeBron is going for his record right now. We're talking Lou Alcindor, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. You look at him, Powell Memorial, UCLA,
Great point, Jack.
Milwaukee Bucks, Los Angeles Lakers. That guy was the single most dominant player in the game for decades. And to me,
Jack, he may have had.
but LeBron is great, and LeBron's one of the all-time greats, and I love him. And I'm fine with
I'll
all
say
of
this
it.
about Kareem.
So cool, I love it. I love LeBron.
Between Kareem and Bill Russell, to me, that's my debate.
That's the Mount Rushmore of bigs.
They may have had the greatest basketball careers.
College, NBA.
Power Memorial High School
Olympic.
for Lou. He never won the Olympic gold medal because he was part of the boycott in
Yep.
'68. You can count the number of games he lost in college right here.
Yeah.
And by the way, he couldn't play a year because freshmen couldn't play.
Freshman eligible.
And they took the dunk out, so he had to have something else. So he developed the sky hook, which is like a hurricane. You know it's coming, you just hope it's not too bad because it can take you out. Then he comes and he wins 5 MVPs. He wins,
Amazing.
That's a heck of a career. That's a heck of a career.
Yeah.
Bill Russell,
13 titles.
all of that. And by the way, he's got an Olympic gold in there.
And he's got 2 titles at San Francisco.
College,
11 in the NBA, 2 in college, a gold
Olympic
medal.
gold medal.
And the guy was always the best player on the team. I mean, but you know what? I have no problem in this era saying, hey, LeBron. So I think it's great.
Yeah.
So, Oscar Robertson, Bill Russell, Kareem, Magic, Michael, whatever. I mean, it's great stuff. I'm not getting I love. Hey, Draymond Green's a wonderful player. He's played on terrific teams. Good for you. But I'm not going to lose sleep over who's the greatest player of all time. We just talked about them, and good for all of them.
Yeah. All right, let's end on this because last night was your sing-along concert that I was at. It was amazing. Just tell me what your favorite part was.
My favorite part actually was honestly the end because I was so nervous. It's my first time ever doing it.
Yeah.
But it was awesome. My favorite part was definitely honoring my mom and honoring my wife. Well, that was definitely the best part.
Yeah, that part really stuck out to me when you were talking about your mom Mary and her raising 4 boys the way she did, and you've always helped me and given me guidance, and I see where that came from now. The roots of her inside you.
Well, we all have people, and that, if you remember what I said last night, I said I'm just not here to honor my wife, my mom. I'm here to honor all those people that we have in our life that have really
sacrificed for us
and been the wind beneath our wings.
Yep.
And I've met Jonesy's parents, I've met Leo's parents, and same, hardworking, came to Canada, raised a family. My parents came from Ireland, raised a family. We're all first-generation kids.
Yeah.
And
Instilled the work
to me,
ethic. Yeah.
my thing was like, hey, at a time of the holidays where those people really matter. So that to me was probably the most special, and you guys can relate to that in your own life experiences.
Yeah, no, it was really good, and thank you for having me. It was an amazing concert. We'll end it there. Oh, no, you can still get the vinyl album, right?
The download and the vinyl.
So it's available on all platforms.
It goes to Special Olympics Canada.
Right.
And MLC Foundation.
Special Olympics Canada, MLC Foundation.
They get
very,
the
very, very important proceeds.
So go for it.
That you need
for a good cause.
To figure out how you're going to donate, because you have to donate to those causes.
And then you got to listen to my music.
Why wouldn't you want to, right? All right.
Anything else?
No, that's it. You guys were
Leo,
awesome.
you got anything else? Jonesy?
Next Wednesday, food. The Randall Hour next Wednesday.
Next Raptors game is Friday against the Orlando Magic. Tip-off goes at 7 p.m. Eastern. Be sure to catch the show on NBA TV Canada and on YouTube. And next Wednesday, come by Real Sports, enjoy the show. You might get some wings.
Drinks and food on Randy.
Randy doesn't want.
You'll get.
Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.